5 hours, or is it?
Not that much. Now it depends. I mean, if I see the value in it, if it's something I
Of
need,
course.
then man, I'll spend whatever it takes. But you know how it is.
Yeah, but with all your duties during the day, perhaps.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Podcasting with Influence, powered by Influencer TV. I'm your host, Brian Allen. Have a very special guest today, Cesar Palavicini, and he is the country manager at GWP USA. But, more importantly, he's a proud husband and father of 2 girls, right? And he's kind of a HR guru, a learning and development guru, right? But the thing I like most about him, and the thing I found most interesting, is I consider him to be kind of an innovator, right? He's got this spirit of always looking to improve, the different things that he's doing to find a solution and to find new things to bring to the table. So I really consider him a creative and somebody who thinks outside of the box of traditional methods of handling and doing business, which is something really cool, and which is why I really wanted to bring him on, because we've had some really interesting conversations around, all types of, HR and learning development and video content for companies. And man, I just think there's a lot he can share. So, Cesar, welcome to the episode, sir.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. Hell of an introduction, to be quite honest. Thanks.
Yeah, you got it, man. Well, and one thing I wanted to say also real quick is, guys, stick around to the end. At the end of the episode, he's going to teach us a little something about how to kind of enhance engagement with your teams while forming those teams, right? So stick around to the end of the episode to hear what he has to say on that, right? He's got a lot of experience. And obviously, if you're getting any value out of this, please support the show, like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. Now, let's get into it, man. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is something we've chatted about before, is kind of the role of Mexico in the business world. It seems like more and more companies are deciding to hire services in Mexico to provide for companies in the U.S. and Canada and things like that. And so I'm curious to get your take on how that's helping to create kind of a different relationship between corporations, as we look at Mexico as maybe not just a neighbor, but more of a partner. So give me your kind of take on that.
Of course, Brian. Thanks for the question. And yeah, you mentioned it. Right now, Mexico is considered a true partner for the U.S. and Canada as well. I think the region is increasing its interest in Mexico, because I think we're living a very interesting moment right now in Mexico, getting a lot of foreign investment from different kind of types, and Mexico has become really attractive to establish foreign businesses in our country. And with that said, we're providing different kind of services in lower prices for the U.S. So that puts us in a very competitive market, right? And becoming a true partner for the U.S. It's been a successful story, let's say, for Mexican companies to finally establish these true connections with our partners in the U.S. And that's because we have a lot in common. We have a common ground. We're partners in the same region. We share a lot. Our cultures share a lot every single day. And we're natural business partners in every way, right? So in terms of businesses providing services, just think about this. A lot of companies come to Mexico from the US, right? To invest and to open new markets. we as partners can provide different services to those companies at lower prices to become more competitive to the US market.
So it's a way one in which companies can really save some money, right? And it's not in the way of, okay, we're saving money by decreasing the quality, right? We're not going the cheaper option and suffering from, okay, it's just a inferior product, but you're really going to take advantage of these savings. A lot of that has to do, right, with the difference in currency, right? So, is that kind of a big part of the savings that you'd get when you kind of look to partner with other companies in Mexico? Besides, also, I didn't even mention the different point of view, right? The different, the cultural differences, and kind of expanding the diversity of your experiences in your company.
yes, of course, and we're making the most of it from the nearshoring. I mean, taking into account all the commonality that we can build between Mexico and the U.S. And from the learning side, that's my field, of course. Well, besides HR and the learning side, um, the currency exchange has been a big differentiator for us. I don't know if that's the right word in English, um, for us to provide our services. Not only keeping the quality, but making it bigger. You know, um, and for companies in the U.S. has been a very good deal working with us because they used to work with. I mean, talking about globalization, working with companies, manufacturing companies in Asia, for example, mostly in India, with all the time zones differences, it's been a help for them, right? And with us, the quality is a better quality in our products and services, talking about learning, how the things we produce, but in the same time zone and 2 times more affordable, not cheaper, more affordable than India. So right now we're in a very good position to provide our share in these relationship between companies in the U.S. and in Mexico to strengthen the region,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's us doing our part.
Yeah. No, I love it, man. So tell us a little bit about some of these American companies that you're helping, and kind of what you're doing with those partnerships.
Yes, of course. I mean, we'll help. We'll help. We are helping these companies as any other service provider, you know. But the thing is that we're taking advantage of loving American culture. Perhaps that's the first step for us. We love how the U.S. is, and the many things that as a country can provide to the rest of the world. To be quite honest, that's the core of our relationship with those companies. Of course, we're opening the market, the American market, for us, taking advantage of our relationship with American companies that are already established in Mexico and which we already work with, right? So for us, it's kind of really easy to transition from the services that we provide in Mexico and then start providing those same services in the U.S. Talking about learning and about that, well, we are a consultancy firm that we can start providing from learning strategies, of course, but most important, the production side of the learning projects, developing all type of learning resources, digital resources, to enhance the learning experience. And and again, not only keeping the quality, but taking it to another level and with lower prices.
Yeah, well, and that's a great kind of segue there because I wanted to get into some of the online learning and educational aspect of what you do. Um, so tell me a little bit about kind of the role of video content and kind of that um, transition from traditional text and all of that, but now there's way more of an emphasis, and you see it in everyday world, right, where video is kind of king. All these platforms, you look at Instagram now pushing video, right? So like everything's kind of adapting and going that route. So talk to me about kind of the role of video in the traditional sense of learning and online learning and education for these companies that you're helping.
Yeah, well, to be quite honest, Brian, for us at GWP Score, using videos, all type of videos. Of course, when we manage to have a talent or an expert before the camera, it's more compelling and more engaging for the participant to learn from it, right? But every single strategy that we create and we design for our clients, no matter the topic, is video related. Because besides to only deliver infographics or interactive activities, video is key. Because, I mean, people want to see people explaining stuff all the time. I want to learn it from a real expert. And in that matter, it's not that I always say to my client, I always tell my clients that uh, it's not a matter of having the top 10 experts on each field. It only takes for the expert explaining a certain topic to be one step ahead to learn something from him or from her, depending.
Yeah, yeah. I love what you just said there. People want to see people and want to learn from people. And, I'll also just say, I mean, there's everyone learns different, right? And so I don't mean to say that, look, video ought to replace everything, right? You still, there's still text documents and things that, that have a purpose and are useful in many ways, but it's just interesting to see this shift and change towards video, right? So and that brings up another point where people learn differently, right? So I was curious in your opinion, how and let's talk now about a little bit about AI, right? That's all the rage, of course. So how is AI helping people understand, helping you understand how people learn, right, differently, and are producing kind of those digital resources to kind of meet that need?
Well, I think it goes in two ways. First of all, I think AI has come to facilitate the production side of the business, right? I mean the production side of all learning related stuff, right? But also AI is being helping us to understand through data, accurate data, precise data, to understand who wants to learn what, who needs to learn what, right? So in that order, from what you said before, we all learn from we all learn differently. So AI is helping us understand how differently is that for each one of us, right? In order to produce the right kind of content or to facilitate the right kind of content for that person in particular. That's I think the best way to use AI. From the production side, we have a lot of tools that we can use, but is more important to understand who wants to learn what and to deliver the right knowledge to that person.
Mm. Yeah, great. Well said.
We have a lot of different tools to measure all the data in order to create and design those strategies. I mean, we've been doing that for the last couple of decades, but believe me, since probably 2021, this has exploded, right? Because every single day we have different kind of tools, more accurate information in order to and all that information, believe it or not, is out there for almost everyone who wants to look for it, to get it. The thing and the trick is, radicates what can you do creatively with that information, and to get it together and propose something great from it.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's using your tools, right? AI is a tool, but it's not very good if you don't know how to use it, right? So really understanding how to leverage that 100%, which it's still, there's still going to be a need for people who really know how to use it and are really experts in that can help teach others. So yeah, I'm with you on that. All right, awesome, man. Well, look, this has been a great conversation. Now I want to get to what I promised at the very beginning of the episode, right? You're going to tell us how to enhance, engagement with your teams while forming those teams. So, people have been waiting. Give us a little bit of knowledge.
Yes, of course. And in order to do so, let me ask you, Brian, how much free time do you have each day to learn something new? Like 2 or 3 hours, 4 hours, perhaps 5 hours, or is it?
Not that much. Now it depends. I mean, if I see the value in it, if it's something I
Of
need, then
course.
man, I'll spend whatever it takes. But you know how it is.
Yeah, but with all your duties during the day, perhaps
Yeah.
you'll have like half an hour a day.
Yeah. At best. Yeah.
Yeah, at best, exactly. So for me, the tip would be, in order to engage with your teams in terms of learning, is to deliver small nudges, right? Small nudges of content, of learning content that each participant, each user, each team member can assimilate as fast as this, right? And if you do that often, you can create a habit to learn something new every single day, work related or not. That's also something to consider. Not all the time has to be work related. You can start knowing from your teammates, sharing different kind of content, sharing different interests you may have, and to find some commonality there, right? And that's a really good way to engage better with your teams. And also, don't forget, and this is a very good tip. Always try when it's possible to gamify your learning experience in order to reward those who do best, and also for the participants, the users, the team members, to expect something in return beyond the knowledge that they got from your learning strategy. I'm not talking about rewarding them with money. There's a lot of things that you can do and be creative in order to engage with them from the learning perspective.
Wow, that's it. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, look, I mean, to kind of break that down, there's similarities in for instance, video content, podcasting, entertainment, right? You see things like TikTok are so popular because it's these short little bursts of content and
15
information.
seconds.
Yeah, 15 seconds, man. And there's definitely something to say there. YouTube Shorts, right? Like all of those are really, so we have the long form content. It's like this podcast, right? So people that want to sit down and really engage in the full conversation, have that option. And then the people that, learn better from this quick fire have shorts and things like that. So it goes back to, how people learn, also how people consume their content. It's different for everyone. Here in Atlanta, people love podcasts because you're sitting in 2 hours of traffic. What else are you going to do, right?
Yeah, the same in Mexico City, believe me.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, you want to be able to meet your audience wherever they are, or your employees, whatever the case is. So a lot of really good points in there. Well, look, this has been fun. Can you tell our audience if there's a company out there that wants to reach out, they like something they heard, or they want to learn more about maybe some of this employee engagement or some other things that you could bring to the table? What's a way for people to reach you?
Of course, it's really easy. You can look for me on LinkedIn. I'll appear with my full name, but also you can go to learningfactory.co, where you can find the kind of content that we produce for our clients, both in Mexico and the US. And hopefully you find some interest there to reach out. And I also want to close with this. The way in which we learn right now is through small nudges, as I said. That has a name, and it's micro learning. But also there's another term which is nano learning. So we're going from 2 minutes of learning content to 15 minutes. And to be quite honest, that's the trend right now within companies. Of course, not forgetting the variety of channels that you should consider to deliver your knowledge and all the content that you want to provide to your teams.
All right, guys. Well, that is all we have time for today. So, Cesar, thank you so much once again for taking the time to have this chat today. I know our audience is going to get a lot out of it, and I can't recommend him enough for any of you out there that are looking for someone to come in and really take that internal learning and development to the next level and find some creative ways to do it. I mean, you've heard here, just from him, some of the different things that he's doing and the knowledge he has. I can't recommend him enough. So please reach out. And if you found value from today, please like and subscribe. Obviously, we love your support. And keep an eye, click that tab to be notified, because we're going to have more content coming for you. So with that, I'm Brian Allen. This has been Podcasting with Influence, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.